Hey everyone out there, this is Callie with OF Studios. Signing in. Want to take the time and thank everyone who subscribed and everyone who took the time to view my video. It means a lot to me, and we hope to have more content out. I want to apologize. I haven't done nearly as much as I should have been doing as far as bringing out videos. I've been busy doing a whole lot of stuff and setting up for stuff, and also working on what I need to do in order to set up for my next film, which is supposed to be an action film, and I'm excited about getting into the process of working on that one. I also had 2 videos that I did, but it's been kind of late. Actually 3, excuse me. One was on Batman v Superman review. One was on the Marvel Civil War review. And I even had one on my predictions of the Batman Superman box office, in which I actually was kind of close. I predicted it would do at least 800 million, and it's gone over 800 million now. But since it's been so late, I really haven't bothered to post them, and I don't know if people even want to see it now. But I will say this: I enjoyed both movies. If I think that people want to see my reviews on them, I'll post all 3. That being said, we're hearing a lot. I wanted to take the time out there. We're hearing a lot of information now on, and it was kind of quiet, but now you're hearing a lot more and more people saying that the comic book genre is the bubble's about to burst. And some of the people have been saying it. Really, to be honest, you have to listen to and understand where someone's coming from when they give an opinion. And most of the people that I've heard say this didn't like or weren't part of the comic book genre from the get-go. So to them, they're saying it'll go the way of the Western. And I understand that. But the Western was big for what, over 30 years, 30, 40 years? I mean, so it was stayed around for a long time. So I don't think the comic boom really didn't start, because you had some in the 80s, a few in the 80s, few in the 90s, but the real boom didn't really start till, I'll say, maybe like 2008, I'll say, around that time. Because the Batman movies did well before, so I'll say really around the Marvel boom is, I would say, more the huge boom that happened around that time. That being said, most people who are saying those things, they don't really understand. They're coming from outside. And I've said this before, I'm a huge geek, and this is my time. So I'm loving the superhero movies on both sides, Marvel, DC, independents, whatever. They don't understand that comic book movies are more than just superhero movies, for one. And they put them all into one genre. The Walking Dead, which is, I think, still the #1 show on cable, is a comic book. That's a comic book. If you take most of the stuff that's not like a fantasy story and not a comic book and not a sequel, you have very little things that are really booming now. So I don't think that the comic book movies genre will go away anytime soon. I think what you're seeing, the reason why you're seeing a decrease, is not actually because people are tired of comic book movies, but because you have an influx. And now you have a right to say, I don't like this one as much. And what I mean by that is, okay, there used to be a time when, if you look at the Batman movie that had Bane, not the one that had, not Batman The Dark Knight Rises, but the one years ago, and the movie that almost killed the Batman franchise once and for all. That Bane couldn't even talk. The way they did, the liberties that were taken in that movie, almost killed the franchise. That being said, I still saw it. You know why? Because it was a comic book movie, and you didn't have a chance back then to go see them whenever you wanted to. You had to see them whenever they were out. You were desperate to do it. Now you have so many of them, you can pick and choose. You can actually say, well, this isn't like the comic book. I don't want to see this. And now we get a little too crazy because things are going to change a little bit. But I believe that's where everything is going to. That's what's happening. If you ever take a look and look at all the movies that didn't do well back in the day, that never made it out back in the day, that were in development hell. That's my dog over there making noise, snoring. But if you take a time and look at all the movies that stayed in development hell and never got out, the Green Lantern movie, and I'm not talking about the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie that bombed in the box office, but there was one before then where they were thinking about getting Jet Black that was based on Kyle Reiner, which was a guy who took the mantle of Green Lantern after Hal Jordan was basically banished and made into a villain. And that's a whole other story, but there was a story of that. And even before then, if people, I can't remember the writer's name off the back, but he talked about they had wanted to do a Green Lantern movie in the, I think, early 90s. And it was actually, the studios wanted the star of the movie to be Eddie Murphy. That's true. So there was so many, but that stayed in development hell. Now you're seeing all these superhero movies, and you always have movies that are stuck that never come out. But most of the superhero movies, I remember the Flash movie was told it was going to come out in 05 or 01, I think 05, 1 in 07, I think it was. And Goyer was attached to direct it. Then that didn't happen. They had the Justice League movie sort of come out. The writers, well, everybody knows the writer's block happened. And then that never came out. And the Justice League movie, everyone pretty much knows about that movie was supposed to come out, but it never did. Now we're getting one now. But there's so many movies that studios didn't take the superhero movies seriously back then. Not only that, actors used to believe that you weren't supposed to star in these movies because they thought it was career career death, career suicide if you got into these type of movies back in the day. Now everyone's in it. Glenn Close was in Guardians of the Galaxy. So you have all these people that are getting into these movies now. So now you have a choice. You have a choice, and that's the good thing. But also when you have a choice, you can decide on what you don't want. So that's what you're starting to see now. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think that they're going away. I think they're going to get bigger. What I do think the problem is tentpole movies, and that is not so much the superhero movies. That's just that everything wants to be a franchise now, and we're making movies not to just do a movie anymore. We're doing movies for the purpose of doing a sequel. And so we're not putting full emphasis on that one particular movie, not knowing if that movie's going to do well because you're taking so much out. So that was one of the criticisms I heard about the Independence Day movie. I haven't seen it yet. That was some of the criticisms I think I heard about the Sean, what's the name of that action the fantasy movie that just came out? Warcraft. So you have a lot of that going on now, and that's a problem. But I think in the movies in which they put enough emphasis on what's going on right now, it'll be fine. That's just it. Studios kill stuff. Studios kill music. Studios kill so many different things. If you just let someone get in charge who doesn't have a passion for something and just wants to look and see what's on paper and what looks good. But I don't think the franchise is going to go away. I think we're going to be having these movies past 2020. Probably if it goes away, I'm saying 25, 30 at the earliest. I think that they're going to continue doing it, but you're going to, hopefully, what I'm hoping is you'll see everything won't have to go a certain way. You know, like Marvel did so great that people were scared that if you do a movie that's not exactly like theirs, they want to get rid of you. I mean, they don't want to do it. I think that was kind of some of the problems with the Batman, Superman movies. other things that some people didn't like, and I understand everything's not for everybody, but I don't want it to be that there's a feeling that you have to make jokes and it has to be a lighthearted movie in order for it to do well. But that's my information. That's my opinion on it, where I think it's going to go. I predicted a few things before, and I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to continue to see more stuff. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, they gave people what they thought. Well, I thought more people would want, but I think also the problem is that it was more built exclusively for kids. And the thing about the Ninja Turtles is a lot of people that are Ninja Turtle fans are adults now. So that also kind of caused a problem, I think. But that didn't do too well. The X-Men movie didn't do too well. Warcraft, I think, did better overseas, so they'll be okay. You might get a sequel. You might get a sequel to all of them. So, but I think that's what it is. It's the choices. I don't think it's the bad. I think it's that we have a choice. If we do go away, it'll be because we decide to make every movie like the same. And eventually people get tired of stuff. You have to have moderation. But that's my intake. That's my take on it. And I hope to be hearing from you guys soon. I hope to be sending another video out from you guys. Might even do one today. I don't know. Take care. Happy 4th of July when it comes. It's a little early. Take care.